Welcome to the 2015 Rally America National Championship, combining some of the world's best drivers on some of the toughest stage roads in North America. Through 8 rounds of racing spanning coast to coast across the United States, through mud, snow, dust, and forest, one radio show is there covering all the action. This is Rally America Radio. All right, welcome back to Rally America Radio. We are standing at the first service park of day number 2 here at the Rally America Rally in the 100 Acre Wood. Cars starting to come in now. Had quite a debacle out on course. First 8 cars off the line, and then the local mail lady decided that she needed to run her mail route. Somehow she snuck into the course, and they ended up having to close the course, let her do her route. Anyways, they had to re-sweep, and then ACP went out after the re-sweep. Anyways, it amounted to a 30-minute gap between the first 8 cars and the rest of the field. So definitely things changing. We got a big gap in time here at the service park, and things are getting back underway. We're going to regroup, get these cars back the way they should be, but definitely made things interesting today with that big gap and the local mail lady. So go figure, U.S. Postal Service, they deliver even in the middle of rallies. But anyways, other news breaking from earlier today. Nick Roberts is out of the rally. He had a big off earlier today. Him and Rhiannon both okay. Doesn't sound like the car rolled, but they went off course and actually went through a barn. So definitely going to make some good YouTube video later on, definitely out of the Nick Roberts camp. But him and Rhiannon both okay, but a big off by Nick Roberts, and it sounds like they are out of the rally. Current leader is still David Higgins, and we're going to get a running order here in just a bit. But like I said before, things are shaken up by the local mail lady who decided to do her route in the middle of the 100 Acre Wood rally. Snow starting to come down even more fierce here at the 100 Acre Wood Rally. Snow coming down like crazy right now. We are looking at the official timing and scoring, starting to get some of the times for the top 10, and it looks like David Higgins definitely losing some time that last stage. Looks like 3 or 4 cars faster than Higgins on that one. David still a commanding lead, 4.5 minutes over second place David Sterks, but it looks like Sterks, as well as Pritchard, as well as Matthew Conti, and that's it. So David fourth in that final stage 12. So losing a little time there, but David still with a 4.5 minute lead over Sterks. Looks like David just taking things awful careful. Knows he has this rally in the bag at this point. Just trying to make sure and get that 2015 Subaru WRX STI to the finish line. But right now Sterks solidly in second place. He's got about looks like about a 2.5 minute lead over Justin Pritchard in third. And you gotta love the open light sitting there third overall. Definitely a solid effort by him. Matthew Conti in fourth, Peter Fatella in fifth, Henry and Cindy Krolikowski in sixth, Brenton Kelly dropping back a few spots to seventh. Got Marzik in eighth, ACP on Andrew Comrie Picard, he is sitting in ninth, and Lachlan O'Sullivan, Super Production, he is in 10th, even after pulling a super rally. So definitely an interesting day, that two-wheel drive battle we got going on between Troy Miller and Cameron Steele. Still only about a second separating them as of this morning. We haven't got times on them quite yet. But definitely definitely an interesting rally, and I should make note that O'Sullivan, Scott Putnam, showing his 10th in Super Production. It's because they were the first 10th overall, first in Super Production. That was because they were the first SP car through the finish here. So we're waiting on times by the others. They will definitely drop back at this point in time. Don't plan on seeing them at 10th overall. It's just the way the scoring monitor is working right now. But David Higgins, strong lead over David Sterks, and we're going to cruise around the service park here and see if we can get some interviews. Everybody hiding in their motorhomes, I got to tell you, conditions absolutely degrading like crazy. Snow starting to stack up. We've heard of just absolute treacherous conditions out on stage. Ice. And we're not talking a Vanilla Ice song. I'm talking ice all over the place. These guys, even with the traction ice tires, they cannot get any grip. It's just, this is a crazy running of the 100 Acre Wood Rally. Let's just put it that way. All right, we're catching up with ACP, Andrew Comrie Picard here, and I believe you were the first car behind the mail lady, correct?
Yeah, and she wasn't going that fast. Yeah, we got to the start of stage 12, and literally it was like 10, 9, 8, and I could see the nice gravel bare in front of me because the previous cars had dug it up, and we knew that there was some bare gravel on the stage, and 5, 4, 3, and they jump out in front, stop. Turns out neither sleet nor snow nor rally cars can stop the Salem mail person from making their round. So it's not the first year that's happened either, but they did the right thing and ran the safety truck through again afterwards after the mail truck got through, and so we had a safe road in front of us. But what happened over the course of the next 25 minutes as we were sitting there was the snow started to dump down, and I watched all the exposed gravel slowly get covered up by snow, and then the ice got covered up by snow too. So that makes the ice especially treacherous, and it makes it hard to determine the difference between where there's bare gravel and where there's ice. So we had to really tippy-toe through, and we opened up the line for the guys behind us. Now that said, it's not that big a disadvantage. This kind of thing happens on rallies all the time, and we had on good winter tires from BF Goodrich to make it through there, no matter if there's a bit of snow or just ice. So I'm not worried about our times. The cars behind us had problems. We're catching up minutes in two-wheel drive now. I think we're where we had a 20-minute gap this morning. I think we have a 15-minute gap to the podium now, and we're clearly the fastest two-wheel drive car. But we just have to be smart and stay on the road. We're not going to make up the 15 minutes by driving like heroes. So we have to drive smart, quickly. If somebody else has a problem, we have to be right there to strike. It's tough. We have like this Ford Performance Fiesta ST is turbocharged. It's powerful. It's front-wheel drive. Anytime you get in the throttle, it just wants to spin the front wheels on the ice. So you have to really modulate the throttle, and you have to left foot brake a lot. And if you listen to Tim O'Neill from his rally school, you got to have both the brake and the throttle on all the time. So it's actually torturous on the brakes because you got to slow down the wheel spin. If you ever lock up the front wheels, there's a silence and a screaming in the back of your head as you start to just silently at 50, 60 miles an hour fly off the road. You got to really walk the line, and that's what our job is for the next two legs.
Well, and talking about these conditions out on course, with the snow definitely starting to come down. I mean, anything worrisome coming up in these stages with the weather starting to really go to hell?
Yeah, I mean, it's in a way, it's like almost when the weather gets even worse now. It's like, okay, it's going to be bad everywhere. It's not like you can try to find traction here and try to find it there. It's going to be really slippery all the way through. But we have a couple of things coming up. We just did a couple of big water crossings, and there are ice edges in there, and several people had flats. A lot of people had flats in there. Fortunately, we didn't. Again, we're on the strong tires. But also, we got a big jump coming up. A couple of big jumps. We got the cattle guard in the next leg, and ice over a big jump and bad landing angles and stuff. There's all kinds of ways to screw up. So our job is to be smart, be consistent, and there is a lot of rally left, and you're going to see a lot of carnage still.
All right. Well, thanks, ACP. We'll let you get warm, my friend.
Thanks. You too. Take care.
All right, we're catching up with Gary Gill, lead super production racer out here. Tell us a little bit about these stage conditions, Gary.
Very, very unpredictable, and I would say probably one of the worst conditions I've ever seen.
Yeah. Well, and you currently leading. I mean, you just trying to keep clean and stay on the road and let the cars play out?
Exactly, that's been the plan since the start of the event, especially when Lachlan and Nick were out on the first stage. I just planned to stay clean after that. Now, but unfortunately, we've had some real bad brake issues. I haven't been able to fix them. The whole day yesterday, we were only on the rear e-brake, and it's happening again today.
It definitely makes it tough with icy roads and not having very good brakes.
Oh, no. It's impossible to drive without brakes on these roads, and right now I'm bleeding out a lot of time because of that. Yeah.
All right, well, we'll let the crew get to work on this, but thanks for catching up with us, and good luck the rest of the rally.
Thank you.
All right, I'm continuing to walk around the service park here, and I got to tell you, it's tough to get driver interviews. You hear a lot of generators going on in the background and stuff. Some of the vehicles really starting to pull into the paddock area or the service park here. But I got to tell you, these drivers, they're hiding out in motorhomes, hiding out in trucks and heaters. Temperatures just continuing to drop. Snow really coming down. As I walk, some of my footprints from earlier, just 5 minutes ago, are now covered in snow. These conditions definitely, as Gary just said, some of the worst we've ever seen in rally, and these guys, it's fighting for traction, even with their tires, and the Traction Ice tires, they're still having a tough time. Definitely one for the history books here at the 100 Acre Wood Rally. Continuing to walk over to Rally America headquarters. We're going to see if we can get some updated times. I know some of those times I told you about just a few minutes ago. Now that we've got more cars in, they possibly have changed. Some of the drivers, like ACP that we mentioned, in the top 10, he's definitely not sitting there. He's clawing his way back, but the way they started with the reseed, ACP definitely starting in front of some of the cars that were ahead of him and back. So we're going to try and get you guys some updated times. All right, now that we have a few more in, we're starting to get a bigger picture of the way things are working out, and disregard some of those times from earlier. Obviously, Higgins, Sterks, Pritchard, Conti, Fatella, Krolikowski, then Brenton Kelly, your top 7. But Cameron Steele looks like he got the edge on Troy Miller, now leading Troy Miller by looks like a full 2 minutes. So definitely Cameron Steele, Troy Miller. I tried catching up with Troy. He was not in his paddock area. He was hiding out somewhere, so wasn't able to catch up with him or Cameron Steele. Both of them in hiding. Find out what the story was there. But Steele, they say he's got 2 minutes on Troy Miller at this point. James Robinson, you got to love it. B-Spec sitting in 9th overall. Solid effort by James Robinson here at the 100 Acre Wood Rally, sitting in 9th overall in a B-Spec. I got to tell you, for a B-Spec, that's the best I've seen one in quite some time. He's putting together just a phenomenal rally in that car. We got Troy Miller in 10th overall. Looks like Jeff Timpey, followed by Ian Topping, Thomas Solnicki, Jake Marzek, and Eric Jenick, your top 15 right now. Gary Gill, as we talked about, he is now moved down into 2nd in super production. He was your leader going into this last round. Now that Jenick is in, it looks like he got the edge on Gary Gill. Yeah, he's got a few minutes. Looks like 2 minutes on Gary Gill. So definitely a change there in super production standings. As we talked, treacherous conditions out here. Gary Gill fighting brake issues on his Subaru. So definitely one of the storylines to watch out for. Definitely got to be heartbreaking for Gary Gill. So he had a phenomenal run going on and taking a 3rd place at Snowdrift in super production. And then with both the problems with Roberts and Lachlan O'Sullivan, Gill moving into the lead and now dropping back to 2nd with his brake issues. So super production, it is still up for grabs at this point. ACP looks like he currently is sitting 20th overall, clawing his way back from that 20-some minutes he was down the other day with a tie rod, and timing and scoring changing as we speak, but definitely a crazy event here at the 100 Acre Wood. All right, we're catching up with Peter Fatella. How is it out on the stages? You guys continuing to push? Looks like you're still sitting in a solid position.
I think we're still in the 3rd overall, but probably the Brenton Kelly pushed pretty hard, but we don't know the times yet. The conditions are the pretty slippery stages. So, but we're still here. We're still on the road. So we'll see what's going to happen next.
Yeah. Is all the snow that's starting to drop now, is that going to help things later on, or is it going to make things worse?
Yeah, I think, but because we look at the books, and it was mostly gravel on the next 3 stages, and now it's going to be mixed with snow. So we use the snow tires right now, and we will see.
All right. Well, thanks for catching up with us, and good luck.
Thank you very much.
All right. Going to catch up with Cameron Steele. Looks like you made up that second half, and then some. Looks like you made some time on Troy Miller. Tell us about those stages this morning.
They're very slick. Slick, I mean, it is an understatement. It's a sheet of ice out there. You got to be a little conservative. We're trying to take chances where we can and then go a little bit slower where we need to make sure we don't wreck the car. We got lucky. Troy, he ended up puncturing a couple tires and had to run on 3 tires the last couple stages, so that's where we got a big advantage, and we picked up some time on him. Right now, we're just hoping to finish the day out. We don't want to push too hard, but at the same time, we don't want to back off too much because we know Troy can drive fast, and we know ACP, even though he's got a lot of time to make up, he can push and make it because he has nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah, definitely crazy battle in two-wheel drive, man. I got to tell you, it's one that we haven't seen in a while. You guys are dicing up there, and it's kind of with these conditions, anything can and will happen, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. In these conditions, you never know, and that's the big thing, too. If we have an off, I mean, Troy can make those couple minutes up in no time. If we have a flat, he can make that time up in no time. So that's definitely, we got to make sure we keep on our toes. And these conditions are very difficult, especially in times like this. I mean, we're coming into sharp right hand, sharp left hand, and we're going like 20 miles an hour. We can't even get the car to turn, and it's going off, and we're hitting banks and stuff. So, yeah, it's definitely challenging. We want to make sure we keep the car on the road.
All right, and looking at these stages, this afternoon, this evening, I'm asking this question to all the drivers. Is snow helping or is it going to hurt?
It should help out a little bit, but at the same time, depending on where you're at, it also could hurt you because you might think there's snow and then the drivers in front of you polish it off and it's just a sheet of ice underneath. So since we're at the top of the start, we should be all right. We should have a little extra snow, which gives us a little extra grip. But once the drivers start driving on it, the back of the crowd should have a rough time because it's going to just be a sheet of ice.
All right, well, we'll let you jump back into your warm car and warm up. It's definitely getting pretty chilly out here.
Yes, it is. All right, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Cameron. All right, we're catching up with David Higgins. I know, conditions getting pretty bad out there. You guys are still leading. Tell us a little bit about what you guys are facing out there on stage.
Yeah, it's pretty slick, really. I thought it'd be almost a little bit better today. I thought the grip would be a little bit more consistent, but it's just like the little bit of snow we had on top of the sheet ice before. It was hiding what grip you could actually see. So we had a real tough 3 stages. Last stage was going pretty good, but we had went into a corner, had no grip, tried just to hook the inside wheel on the snow on the inside, and it pulled us round into a spin. And then, like 40 seconds later, we're driving down the road trying to find somewhere and find some grip to turn around. So it's pretty nasty out there. And I don't think I've ever really, I've done snow drifts where it's been really, really icy, but nothing like what we've experienced this morning. So it's been tough, and obviously now the snow's coming down, so that could in theory make it a little bit better as long as it's got enough on there to actually stick to the ice, because I think what happened this morning, it had a little covering, but it wasn't like able to pack down and generate any extra grip. So it's tough, and it's gonna get harder as the day goes on, I'm sure.
Yeah, this one they're definitely making you earn this one, right?
Yeah, it's not like, most rallies you get in the car, you really enjoy driving them, and it's even like on the snowdrift, you can play with the car and position it. Here it's just so random, and I've probably never felt like a passenger as much as I have for this rally at the moment. It's just trying to keep it going, and the roads, we haven't got the snowbanks to keep you on the road. It's sort of the roads tend to camber away to the ditches on the outside, so there's a lot of camber change in the corner, so it's just tough. It's nothing more than that.
Yeah, and I think ACP said it right. He says we've got winter roads with summer ditches.
Yeah, definitely, and these roads are fast roads as well. So if you haven't got that much room to sort of sort things out if it goes wrong. So just trying to keep on top of everything and just brake early, try not to lock up, because these cars like we're on with like lock centre diffs, and the sort of the gear change is quite a harsh change ready for when you have the big grip, but it's so easy to lock up everything, lock up the transmission, install the car. So it's tough, but we're getting through it and just keep seeing if we can keep doing more of the same. All
right, thanks a lot, David.
Thank you.
All right, we're catching up with Brent and Kelly now and continuing to push. You guys having quite a good rally, all things considered, I guess, right?
Yeah, definitely. We made a kind of risky tire choice this morning, going out on the snow tires, and I didn't feel like it paid off at all, but looking at the times, we made a little bit of time on the guys behind us, but Fatella also took a little bit of time out of us, so we got 2 minutes ahead of us and 2 minutes behind us, so really it's just kind of cruise and see where we're at. It's icy out there, lots of moments. We're seeing lots of marks of people off, so it's really just a battle of who can keep it on the road at this point.
Yeah, and I know with the conditions, just talking with David, he says we got winter roads with summer ditches. ACP had pretty much said the same. It's definitely going to make it tough on you guys with no room for error.
Definitely. I mean, any little mistake and you're pretty much done out there. So trying to keep it on the road and get to the finish, and that's really the whole goal here, is get to the finish and bring on another gravel rally for real this time.
All right. Well, thanks, Brenton, and good luck. You guys having a solid effort.
All right. Thank you.
All right, conditions continuing to go south in a hurry. Just to give you a little idea of what's going on, I had to drive this service park's a little spread out with a lot of the open class teams and bigger teams, the haulers, separated from the regional entries. I had to get in my car and drive literally about 2 or 3 minutes, and in that 2 or 3 minute time, we had about a half an inch of snow. It wasn't 2 or 3 minutes, but I got out of the car, and within about 10 minutes of doing a few interviews, I had a quarter to a half an inch of snow built up on my car windshield. So things are definitely going south in a hurry. We're going to try and catch up with some results. Looks like we got Troy Miller hanging out. How's everything going out there, man?
It could be better. A couple corners into the first stage, we must have clipped a rock on the inside and threw it back and hit our rear. So we got a flat front left and a flat back right with only one spare. So we did end up doing, I think it was like over 50 miles with one of the flats, and then we swapped out the other one after that stage. So we lost 2 minutes. We went from first down to third.
Definitely, you had quite a shootout going there with Cameron, but quite a few stages left, and with conditions, we've learned anything can happen at this rally.
Yeah, and we just saw that this morning. I mean, it was a tight battle, and that happened to me. I mean, for all we know, the same thing can happen to him later. And then, we're only, I think, 7 or 8 seconds behind second, so we definitely think we'll take that back, and we're just going to race, drive a race.
All right, and other than that, though, the car working great?
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's working as it should.
All right, well, we'll catch up with you later, and good luck.
All right, thank you.
All right, that was Troy Miller catching up with him. All right, before we sign off here, I'm going to give you the quick rundown. We've got timing and scoring coming in. Looks like we got one error here for 5th position. So we'll give you the top 4. David Higgins, David Sterks, Justin Pritchard, Matthew Conti. We got Michael Engel in 5th, but it looks like scoring error possibly with him. Then it's Fatella. We got Henry Krolikowski, Brenton Kelly, Cameron Steele, James Robinson, Troy Miller, Tempe, Topping, Solnicki, and Marzek. That is your top 15 as of now. I got to tell you, snow's still coming down, as I've been telling you guys, and man, I got to get in the warm motorhome. Been standing out here in my jacket completely covered in snow, but you got to love it. Rallying at its best and at its worst all at the same time here at Rally America, Rally in the 100-acre wood. This has been Jim Beaver. This is Rally America Radio. We'll catch up with you guys later at the 2nd Service Park.
Lots of people choose Ford F-Series trucks to help run their lives, run their construction crews, their farms, and their own companies. They also run their kids to practice, run out for dinner, even run away for the weekend. Because Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty are the trucks that help you run on all cylinders. Year after year after year, Ford F-Series delivers outstanding toughness, capability, and efficiency. That's why Ford F-Series has been America's best-selling truck 38 years running. So you're likely to run across one or two at the next job site you pass, the next youth league practice, and the parking lot at your favorite restaurant. Because when you need to run around all day, a run-of-the-mill truck just won't do. That's why the hardest working men and women out there run with America's #1 truck, Ford F-Series. Visit your Carolina Ford dealers now to save big on America's best-selling trucks, or check out special offers at yourcarolinaford.com. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.